Hello, everybody. Jason White here. What did you think of that new music? My old band, Ace, that had the music from before, they got fired because they copyrighted me. So that's the new stuff, and that isn't going anywhere for a long time. I liked it. It brought a smile to my face, so I'm happy that we have that on there. Thank you, Bill Forte up in New York State, for putting that together for me. And you can also hit go on Instagram Live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's December the 19th, 2025. This is going to be the last live broadcast for 2025 until after the Christmas and New Year's break. And then we're going to be hitting it strong after the first of the year. I've got two guests lined up. One of them is about the Boston bombing, and he is really cool. And some other people that are going to be coming on that I think that you're going to be really impressed with. You might see that I'm relegated to another room tonight, which is unfortunate, but because of the tree and all the lights in there were awesome. But I've got grandson number 2 here, who is 2, and let me tell you something. He is full of energy, and right now he's working on tearing the house up. So that's what he's doing, and we're going to let him continue on with that and let Gammy monitor the events. Everything in our house is actually breakable, so that's what we've learned, and that's just the way it goes. And so, nevertheless, tonight's going to be great. I've got Natalie Cash. She's a friend of mine that I have known for several years. I am really excited about this. You talk about a pro, somebody that I saw it on a news station that they coined her as a staple in the radio industry. And I will tell you right now, I've lived in Tulsa for 27 years, and she is probably one of about 2 people that I could tell you the names of of radio personalities in our city over the course of all those years. And so anyway, Natalie's really, I'm a super fan of Natalie, so I'm excited about tonight. This week's been kind of crazy, with all of the death and destruction from Brown University, which, if you guys, how could you not know about that? And I thought it was a little crazy that they didn't think that those 2 murders were related, because it sure sounded like they were related. Thank you, honey. Yep. She just brought me my drinks. And so thank you. And you can hear the toys falling. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And then Rob Reiner, what a very sad situation. And my, just the evil and the stupid that goes on in this world is just really insane. And hopefully one of these days humanity will figure it out and start getting along and just doing what they need to do. I don't want to waste much time. I want to get after this. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, first of all, let me know what you think of that music, because I want to hear it. Second of all, if you have not subscribed, about 80% of the people that listen to this, and I'm talking hundreds of people, they just haven't taken that 15 seconds of their life to hit subscribe. That's all you have to do. You just have to hit the subscribe. And I would love to have you on. And this young lady that we're going to have here tonight, she is turning into a social media influencer to another level. And let's get to where I want to be, and then we'll get rolling here. I wanted to talk about her. And give me a quick second. I'm sorry. I got distracted because of my wife walking in here. Well, I'll just tell you this. Natalie is somebody that I've known for a long time. I've actually been a guest on her podcast twice now. The first one was in 2021, and she actually came up there to the police station, and I gave her a little tour, and then we did the podcast actually in an interview room, which was a lot of fun, ton of fun. And then it was sometime in October of last year, she told me that she needed a guest, and so she asked me if I'd be willing to come on, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm up for the next murder, And sure enough, I ended up getting one. And guess what, Natalie? You are not on here yet, but I'm up for the next murder again. So hopefully we won't be interrupted. She is a mom of 2 awesome boys. She loves to fish. She enjoys attending sporting events. She's the founder of Bikes for Kids. And she's I think it's a country music artist award winner, 2-time ACM nominee. She lived in Las Vegas and doing radio for a short stint before returning to Tulsa. But I have to mention, she actually started out in the radio industry in Dallas. Basically, that was with the legendary KHYI, and she worked every shift possible, and she did it for free. And basically, that's how she started learning the business. And I want to talk to her a little bit about that as well. She received her bachelor's in communication from Oklahoma Baptist University while attending on a full ride scholarship for basketball. Good for you. I did not know that. And her goal in life is to be the next Oprah. So I wish her the best in that arena, and that she can have me as a guest. But until then, let's bring on Natalie Cash.
Is it bad that I'm clapping for myself?
Yes. Hey, listen, you're the bomb. And I think that about you.
Hey, you know what? Feelings are mutual. I feel honored to be on here. I really do.
As you should, because this is a big deal, Natalie, and you know this. Listen, I really do appreciate you coming on. Hey, tell me just real quick, how did you end up getting interested in the music industry to begin with?
Man, I've always wanted to be a talk show host. Like, you remember Sally Jesse Raphael? And back in the day, Maury Povich, you are not the father. I always just thought that was such a cool job. And so I looked up how every single how every talk show host made it. And Oprah, a lot of them, they were either comedians or they were on the radio. And so that's why I walked into that radio station and said I'd work for free. And I did that for 5 years. And then I finally got a job in Las Vegas, like doing what I love. So
now, did you go to the traditional broadcasting school route, or did you just walk in the door? You just said, I want to do this.
I walked in the door and I was like, hey, this is what I really want to do. I mean, you have to understand, this station was like 50,000 watts of blowtorch twang. And when I say that, you had to literally have foil on your car to even hear the station. So we played like Ernest Tubb, Hank Jr., Hank Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Old school stuff.
And like,
nice.
The way you played music, Jason, is you'd carry in a box of CDs, your very own CDs. So it wasn't like, the type of radio station that most people begin to work at. But that's how I started.
Now, do you have like a closet just full of like hundreds, if not thousands of CDs from over the years?
All those. It's all right. The digital world we live in now.
Now, you ended up here in Tulsa, and you were broadcasting here in Tulsa for about 14 years, right? Something along those lines. K-Hits, K95.5. That's where I first heard your voice. And you talk about somebody that it takes a lot of energy to be up here the entire show. Does it not?
Yeah, it does. And the way I've always thought of it is like, it's never a Monday. It's never about me. So if I can take a couple hours of my day to entertain, I'm not going to come in and be like, okay, guys, I'm feeling pretty lame today, so we're not going to have any fun at all.
Yeah, right. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
In that industry. So you started at K95, and then of course you went on to the Twister, but K95 is really, I mean, you were award winner. I mean, I think you were Entertainer of the Year at least once.
I was
not more.
CMA Radio Personality of the Year. So I won a country music award, which was really cool. I mean, 2 rows ahead of me when they send you to go to the CMA Awards was like Thomas Rhett, and like Garth Brooks was a couple of rows over. So it was a very humbling experience. That is for sure.
Now, did they know you? I mean, because I'm sure you've met a lot of these people already, right?
I've met these people. When I worked in Las Vegas, so Vegas was very different for me. Yes, I was on country radio, but I did red carpets, and the opportunities in Vegas were a lot different than they are in, Tulsa. And my boss even told me that. He was like, Nat, when I moved from Vegas to Tulsa, he was like, you're about to be a big fish in a small pond. And I didn't understand what he meant. But like here in Tulsa, I mean, gosh, Jason, I mean, if you do anything, you're a celebrity here, And so in the radio world in Vegas, you're like a clown on the celebrity level. So
Yeah. Yeah. You're kind of there's big time celebrities, but then
yeah.
again, you still as a DJ person, I mean, how long did it I mean, walking in the door in Dallas, I'm just kind of interested about that. So were they receptive to you, or is it just because you're just a determined person and they're like, oh, we got to give this girl a chance?
I don't know what it was. I will always remember. I mean, Josh Jones is his name. He gave me an opportunity and he was like, I'll hire you. I know you don't know what you're doing, but I like you. And I
Okay.
had a college degree. That was my big thing. I was like, I have a degree in communications because, you know, I always played sports my whole life. But in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to be some sort of host or entertainer of some sort. And I don't know. He just gave me a chance. He liked me, Jason.
And how
So
long did it take before you kind of got the hang of things?
the next week he was like, here's a microphone, use it. And I mean,
Really?
like I said, not many people were listening to that station. And
Well,
yeah, I just took everything I could there and was just a sponge. I just wanted to learn. And so
yeah.
that's what I did. And no regrets.
Good. And Natalie, you're right. I mean, if you're doing anything in this city, you're somebody, and not everybody has a coffee cup with their face on it. So, and
I have that coffee cup.
I know you do. So, but anyway, so you do that, and then you get rolling, and then you go to Vegas, and that it
Yeah.
must have been something. That's your first real
Yeah.
on your own, where you're getting paid money. And
Yeah.
so and that's a big market, is it not? Or
Oh, it's like number 32 in the nation. Um, and you know, when I was like going around in Dallas, I did not want to leave Dallas. And every radio station I walked in, they were like, okay, I see that you worked for 95 Through the Range was the name of the station. And they were like, listen, if you want to get a job in radio, like at a real station, it be a career, you're gonna have to move. And that's just what happens in the world of radio. You have to move to certain markets if you want to go up in the game. And
Mhm.
so I made $32,000 a year working in Las Vegas.
Are
Yeah.
you serious? How the heck did you live on that?
I had
Very, very frugal.
yes. And I took advantage of that place, man. Like I said, I was going to red carpets. I was meeting people like Will Ferrell. You remember when Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher were together? That's when I
Yeah.
lived there. So
Okay.
yeah.
Very cool. Now, did you get to go to a lot of? I'm sure you went to a mother load of events,
Oh yeah.
concerts and stuff. That was probably the open door for that.
Oh yeah, and that's the cool thing about Vegas is they come there, these artists, they come there not only to play physically, but they also come to play and party. So I
Mhm.
got to do a lot of cool things. Like I'll never forget getting to hang out with like George Strait backstage. I was like,
Oh
oh,
man.
God, dude, that's the king of country music.
Yeah.
So,
Not only that, but it sounds like the CD when he performs. He's
oh,
one of those rare people
he
that
looks like a
literally sounds
cardboard
amazing.
cutout.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
he's a heck of an entertainer. He's awesome.
an
So,
entertainer.
well, who is your favorite out of all these people that you've dealt with? I hate to put you on the spot, but
No,
I
I
know
like
that there's probably many, but
You know, people are going to disagree with me, but I met her family. I would say Taylor Swift was the literal nicest celebrity I've ever met. The most humble, the most genuine. What you see is what you get. Like that girl is the real deal.
really,
Yes.
that's a
Yeah.
little surprising to me. I don't
I,
know why. I just kind of look at her and I wouldn't think that, but all right. No, I take your word for it. I've asked you about some that are not, and we won't mention them, but some of
no,
those even surprised me. You know what I mean? And I was just kind
yeah.
of like, wow. So do you, in some of these instances, I'm sure that you probably have phone numbers and stuff that literally you get to know them. Do you not?
Yeah, you do, but you really get to know their record reps. And in the world of country music, record reps are very close to the radio stations because they want you to play their song. And that's why we get to go backstage, is because they're kissing our butt so
Yeah.
that we will play their music.
Now,
Yeah.
out of curiosity, this industry that you were in I mean, what's the future of this industry right now with AI and all this other
Streaming,
stuff?
Spotify, all those things. You know, it's very difficult. I've said this several times. I'm like, man, what a dumb career I chose to get into the world of radio. However, it's a dying thing. Like, unfortunately, it is because I like to use the microphone to be able to give back and help people. And Yeah, like I got let go from iHeartRadio. That was the last company I worked for. And I was like, I just cannot keep getting let go because I'm not doing anything wrong. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're just getting rid of a lot of the local talent and they're using people like Bobby Bones, let's say. He's on all these stations across the world and or across the
Yeah.
nation. And yeah, so there's not
Now,
many.
what a gig that would be. I
Yeah,
always thought when I listened to Bobby Bones, I'm like, yeah, that's a job I would like, or
yeah,
any of those. I think that would be fun. Just chilling, talking about life,
right.
and you're all over the world. You're all over the country for sure.
And there's Jason, unfortunately, there's just no money in it anymore. They hire a lot of they can hire people and they can make them wear a lot of hats. The last station I worked at, I was the program director. I was on air personality. I was also on the digital side of things. So it's just not the same. And I hate to dig it. I hate to dog it because I loved it, you know?
Mhm.
So
Well, let's talk about your progression from there,
okay.
because I know just because I know you, I know
Yes.
that was a little bit of a culture shock when you left the radio,
Yeah.
and
I mean, I
I
was
mean,
kind
I could read it on you. I mean, you were scared,
of
and
lost.
so yeah, and then you started you kind of started your podcast a little bit. I think that was when you were on the Twister, maybe, or maybe a little earlier than that. You started
Yeah.
doing that, and you were doing your thing. And what? And I know that you're not necessarily doing your podcast per se. That's
Yeah.
kind of on hold at the moment. But you, ladies and gentlemen, you can still catch her episodes on Nat Cash Radio or on our Facebook page, and
Yeah.
they're awesome because I'm on one of them. I'm actually on two of them, to tell you the truth, and they're freaking epic. Go to Nat Cash Radio, but and you said something. You said it was difficult to get really interesting guests. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the world of podcasting. The crazy thing about podcasting is everyone can now own a microphone these days. But see that picture you're looking at right there? How
Yeah.
cool is that? We went into an interrogation room. Look at me all concerned. But we get to interview people, cool people like yourself, like a detective. Like that's cool from the first 48. But I mean, when do you get to find people like that every day? And so, you know, for me, I love the world of entertainment, so I just kind of moved into the world of live streaming, and I've been able to do very well at that, and honestly, put a roof over my head for me and my kids. Look at us.
Yeah, that was good times, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and you say something at net. I noticed recently, and at least I've heard you talk about. That was such a blast. What you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is in our lineup room up there, and in that building. We've been in that building since 1969, and just the amount of evil that has stood along that wall. They haven't used that room probably since the 90s. But wasn't that an epic room? That in the cold case room. I remember you being really interested in the cold case room,
I love
and
true crime.
yeah.
And I mean, the first 48, especially, it's like, oh my gosh, this is happening in our backyard. Like anywhere you go in Tulsa, you're like, what happened? What happened to our beauty? It's still a beautiful city, but like, I mean, gosh, there's so many episodes of the first 48 in Tulsa.
Yeah,
So
the most ever in the history of that show.
is it
And
really?
yeah, by far. And so it'll never that number will never be broken by another city. At least I don't think so. I
I don't
really
know if
don't see
that's a
that
flex,
happening.
Jason.
Well, the reason why is because a lot of people actually sign off here. They're willing to let their loved one's case be profiled, which is cool, and
Yeah,
that's really the reason.
and another thing is you guys have what is the percentage? Like,
90 about 96% clearance rate. Yeah,
which
best in the country. Yeah, it is crazy. But the reason why a lot of it is, first of all, teamwork makes the dream work. And also because the community, it's it. You deal with the community here. People are always like, "Oh, I don't want to go to Tulsa. It's so scary." In reality, it's not that way. I mean, it's really not. If you're looking for trouble, you can find it, right?
yes.
And if you're not, nobody's going to mess with you. So you're doing this TikTok thing, and Amanda, throw that TikTok link up if you can find it. TikTok, this thing you put this thing up, and you kind of veer over here. What was the decision making to start this up and to do what you're doing? Because I happened to catch you one night, and you're like, Jason White's in the house, and I was like, wait a second, this is a little scary. I thought I could just stalk a little bit, but
No.
no, you knew immediately I was in this room,
Yeah.
and you were doing like a live DJ thing. It was cool. You're playing music and having a blast.
like I said, I love the world of radio. And basically what I've done is I've brought a lot of the things, a lot of the bits, a lot of the stunts into live streaming. And TikTok has allowed me to do that. And the crazy thing is I do so much, if we're talking financially and blessing my kids and taking care of myself, I've done 3 times better live streaming than I ever did on the radio, which is crazy. That blows my mind, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're up to 50,000 followers on
I hit
TikTok.
50K today.
Good for you. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, really. And so you're doing that. Now, you went to Australia recently. I at least I've heard you talking about that. How did that happen?
I have a friend out there and she's like, you need to come out here. And yeah, you know what's so cool is we ended up on the Today Show. I'm very loved in Australia. I don't know why. But she started posting videos of me and my trip in Australia, holding a koala, holding a kangaroo and all these things. And this Oklahoma girl, they liked me. And so the Today Show called us up and they were like, hey, we want to get you on the Today Show. We want you to just be yourself. And it went so well.
The Australian Today Show.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. And you know what? I've actually been on the radio in Australia from Adelaide. And it was
where I went.
Yeah, they love us, man. They're super fans. They're fascinated with all of the violence, and now they just recently got a taste of it, unfortunately. But they're kind of fascinated with the show. They show the first 48 down there and they love it. And so the people, one of the morning shows, one of the morning radio shows like you were doing up here, very popular. Adelaide's a big city too, by the way.
Yeah.
And they had me on their radio show, which was cool because we were talking about koala bears and kangaroos going up and down the street. And
yeah, isn't that weird?
And they were a ton of fun, really. They were great. They were like, yeah, we need to get you down here. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Anytime. Get me down there.
Did you go
Australia.
to Adelaide or was it on the something?
No, it was on the radio.
Okay.
It's like this. It was remote. No, I would love to go down there. I would love to go down there. They love Americans. I've come close a couple of times. It's just a matter of, you know how it is. I mean, funding and et cetera, and they got to figure it out. But we've been close a couple of times, and I have this feeling that it's going to happen one day. I just know it. Australia is probably the number one country where we have. Well, you know how it is. And since you went down there, they're kind of the fans outside of the United States that are they're very bold with questions. They're not shy. They will ask you all kinds of questions. They'll message you probably more than any other country, to tell you the truth, outside of the United States, as far as getting messages.
Really?
And I love it. Yeah. So you enjoyed it down there, huh?
I loved it. And I loved the people there. If I didn't have kids, and I love them, obviously, but I would live in Australia in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh. Like the people there are so kind. When I was living in Vegas, I could not wait to get back to Tulsa because people are so nice here. And because this is where I'm from. But yeah, Australia, 10 times more nicer. Like chill.
Oh, agreed. Now, did you get to do any touring around the country, like to some Melbourne or Sydney or stuff like that?
Sydney. I went to Bondi Beach where that happened.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was there a month ago, right at that exact spot. And
wow.
And gun. Can I say that word? Obviously, guns are illegal. I'm used to TikTok. You can't say those words on TikTok. But guns are illegal in Australia. Like it's very hard to get one, and that's why I was just like, "Whoa! I can't believe I was just there." But that's just the state of the world right now. Like, what is going on?
Oh, I didn't know that you can't say gun on TikTok. So that's interesting to me. I'm sure that there's each one of these platforms. You can't say murder either.
Can't say a lot of things. Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'm learning. So I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you something fun, Natalie, is I stuck TikTok was something I was like, somebody had told me from Kentucky. They go, hey man, he's a friend of mine from the prison industry. He goes, hey dude, you need to get a TikTok page. And I was like, man, I'm not interested in that. That's for kids. What am I going to do? Twerk? Come on. So, I mean, that's the kind of jazz that people are stupid stuff. And I can't do that in the industry that I'm working in with a bunch of cops. They're going to be talking behind your back. They're going to be sending messages to everybody. You're going to be talked about regularly, and it's not going to be good. And so I was like, man, I don't know about that. But I went ahead and did it anyway and just kind of threw up a couple of pictures and stuff like that. And it really went nowhere, honestly,
It's
as
hard.
expected. It is hard. And so I was sitting there and I managed to get up to it took almost a year, and I managed to get like 450 followers that rarely would ever like anything. Yeah, it took a long time. And so I threw up a video of me standing out in front of the La Bianca house from the Manson murders, and I'm talking about it for 2 minutes. And I got a couple of calls, and people were like, "Yo, bro, you're going viral, man." And I was like, "What?" And I thought I did something stupid, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Man, you're going viral." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they said, "Man, check out your TikTok, man. It's going nuts." And I looked at it, and I'm not kidding you. Over the weekend, I think I had 5,000 followers from that
Wow.
that video. That video got seen. It's nothing probably like what you get, but it was like 123,000 views. That
Okay.
video of 2 minutes got. And then I'm up to, I'll be,
That is
do
hard
what?
to do. That's hard to
It
do.
was hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at 9,000 tonight. 9,000 followers will hit tonight if it hasn't already. So, but it's fun. And that's what it's about. It's about having fun and a good time. And I would assume this is really good for you and your kids. I mean, it allows you a lot of freedom
Oh
to be
yeah.
able to do a lot of other things too. And I see it doing nothing but growing, right?
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
it I mean, every day, like if you were wanting to make it on TikTok, you have live streaming helps so much. Jason, you would do so well at that. You really
Yeah.
would. People, I'm sure you get recognized all the time. I don't know if you do. Do you around here? I
Big time, a lot here. Yes. And it's always positive, and I'm sure it is for you as well, right? Always
yeah.
positive. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot here, a lot in the airport when you're coming to Tulsa from a connection, and of course, I speak at a lot of different law enforcement events. So when I do that, they already, most of them know you. So it depends upon where you go. In Tennessee, I didn't have like a line around the corner, but some places like Indianapolis, California, yeah, you'll have a line around the room of people wanting an autograph and pictures, and all of that stuff is awesome. It's a lot of fun, especially as a cop. But I'm
You're a
sure you
real
dealt with
life
a lot of that.
hero.
Do what?
You're a real life hero. You really are.
Well, I'll tell you what. I appreciate that. I've got somebody. One of you've got super fans that send you stuff all the time, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure.
They send
And
you
so,
gifts is what it's called. They're called gifts. That's how you do it. I
oh,
know that sounds
you're
weird.
talking about like money gifts.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
those things they're throwing at you on the screen on TikTok when you're live streaming, that's money. Is that not crazy?
really. Yeah, I haven't had any of that yet. So if you're out there and you're interested, tell me what that's about.
Throw me some money.
Well, that's cool. No, I mean, but I'm saying like you probably got stuff sent to you. Well, I had some super fans that actually they made a 3D printer bobblehead of me. They're working on it. They're going to send it to me, which I thought, man, that's freaking awesome. There it is, right there. It's in the process. It's in the shop right now, getting worked on.
No, I absolutely love it. Do I love it more than radio? Do I love the live streaming? You know what? I love it the exact same. I'm still able to give back to this community. Jason, that's something I really, really am passionate about. And I can still do that through live streaming. So it's like I'm my own boss. I think Phyllis or Steph said that in your comments. And that's the thing. Like I have more time with my kids and it's changed
Yeah.
my life. It really
And I
has.
want to talk about that because that's the thing that you've done that's a huge impact in Tulsa. And you're looking global, you're looking bigger. You
Yeah.
don't want to just confine yourself to Tulsa. So
No.
let's talk about how you got started with Bikes for Kids
Okay.
and how that all came about.
So I went to my brother and I was like, hey man, this is when I was on the radio doing a morning show, K95.5 in Tulsa. And I was like, bro, I want to do something really cool. And he said, Natalie, scaffolding. And so, those construction sites, you see the scaffolding, the guy standing on the platform. So what we did was we started with scaffolding. And I was like, I'm going to live outside until we reach a certain number of goal for bicycles. And then we started filling up football fields. And over the last 10 years, we've done 15,975 bicycles for kids in need. So it's been pretty amazing. This year, we did the live streaming side of it. This is the first year I've not used the radio. And I would say this year, I did this with my best friends. I'd say this year is the most successful year we've had. So,
Really?
yeah.
And,
We
and
did
not only were
bike
you
sales.
taking bikes, Do what?
We did
You weren't just
bikes and
taking
toys.
bikes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
we did toys. We were able to help over 700 families all over the world, and even including Australia.
No kidding. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And so,
We brought a creator from my friend in Australia. She came here as well. It was kind of like a Big Brother house. We all were streaming, and yeah, that's how we had our audience send us gifts, or not gifts, toys and bikes and things like that.
and that's one of the things that I remember when I last talked to you when we were doing that second podcast together is you were like, here you were, you're kind of in transition, you're not knowing what your career path is going to be.
Yeah,
And what are you thinking about? You were thinking about how can I get these bikes for these kids? That's
yeah.
where your mind was at. And that's what I remember. And I walked away going, look at her. She doesn't know what she's going to do. She may end up be living at home. I mean, with her
They're
parents.
the streets.
Yes, and she's
Yeah.
worried about kids and keeping this bike thing together that most people would have probably just said, all right, I've done my thing and I'm going to move on and try to focus on me. And you weren't. You were focused on that. And
You know, I don't know why, Jason. I don't have an answer for that, but I love it, and I feel that it's very cool that I can use this microphone to give back. And I, I when that was the biggest thing I was upset about when I got let go from iHeart. I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? You know, like radio's dying. I'm not dying. I still want to do things, and so
Yeah.
and can you picture me at a 9 to 5?
no, not really. No, but I could picture you in if I was to picture you in the police industry, I could picture you being one of those people that is involved. You said you like sports. I could see you in like the police athletic league or one of those organizers that gets events together with the cops and crime prevention. You have a personality like crime prevention people. I was just speaking in California, and the whole room, it was a room full of Natalie Cashes. I mean, it really was. It
Sorry.
was. No, because they were literally all innovative. Let's do this. Let's do this. What can we do to get people engaged? Let's have fun. And it's so much work. It really is. And it's a constant thing, right?
Yeah, but you know what, Jason? So bikes for kids, when I was doing the bike thing, I never got paid a dime for that. And this year, like things are coming back to me because of live streaming. These people they've blessed me this year and like tenfold. And so God is good. And so I'm getting it back to me now. And it's nice. I hate to say that, but like what you give out to the world is going to come back to you. I truly believe that. And so
Now,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
You're absolutely right. Continue on.
And so like even with the live streaming, I said, I've brought what I've done on the radio to the live streaming. Like I plan on doing something this summer. We do the bike and the toy drive during Christmas because the kids in need that we're helping, they go through a lot through the year. So that's why I'm living outside and going to the bathroom in a bucket, guys. That's literally what I'm doing. But
what are you doing this summer?
I want to help the military. And do like something like I want to do. This is what we did in radio is we did this thing called Sitting for Soldiers. And we tried to sit in every single seat at Tulsa at One Oak Field. And the way you'd move from one seat to the next was every person if someone donated $10, you could go to the next seat. So I want to do that. And then during back to school, I just want to be Mother Teresa, Jason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you recruited me and Ronnie to be a part of the Shriners, or wasn't that the Shriners that we?
It was St. Jude.
St. Jude. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, but they're both equally good.
Yes.
And she had us on the phone, and we were collecting donations, which was a ton of fun. And you were just a stick of dynamite in the room, really, and getting people to call and so forth. And I'm sure you guys raised just a ton of money for those. I mean, people it never stopped. It was a constant flow of calls.
Yeah. St. Jude's wonderful. That's such an easy thing to do because no person, unless you're evil, wants to see a kid go fighting cancer. And so St. Jude's such a wonderful organization. I love doing that. So.
True. And it's amazing to me. It really kind of opened my eyes because I'd never really been on the phone doing something like that. It opened my eyes as to the generosity that really exists out there in the world. I couldn't believe the amount of money or just the monthly donations that people were willing to do with no question, no question,
None.
absolutely all in. We're not talking just people just hoping to talk to a celebrity or somebody on there or whoever it would be on the other end of the phone. I'm not saying that we were celebrities, but just anybody. There are some, local celebrities that you guys have on there and stuff, but fun time. So if somebody wanted to get involved in the music industry as a DJ and they came up to you, because you know that there's people that still want to do it.
Oh yeah.
What would you say to them as to the road that would be the best road to go to do that?
The best road to go. Like, here's the thing about a radio station. People, you just got to go in and you got to be able to do as much as you can. And like I did, I walked into the radio station, said I'd work for free. You have to have passion for it. There's not a lot of money in it. I mean, if you have that in your head going in, then you're going to be fine. But if you're going in thinking you're going to be some celebrity or some rock star or something like that, that's not what's going to happen. Probably 9 times out of 10, that's not what's going to happen. You gotta make opportunities for yourself. And I'm sure you've seen that with what you do, Jason. I mean, you've gone from probably a police officer to detective, and now you're on the first 48. You've created those opportunities.
Yeah. I've got a podcast that's viewed throughout the world. Yeah. Yeah. And actually, just for people that are listening, I don't do this for notoriety. I do it because it's kind of a healthy hobby. And to tell you the truth, I like talking to people. I learn by talking to interesting people that are like Natalie and some of the other guests that I've had on my show that are just epic people. And I think if you hang around with people like that, it's going to rub off on you. You're going to be a better person, right?
Yes, without a doubt, man, dude. And I saw you at the Mexican restaurant the other day.
Yes.
And my boys were like, that's a detective?
Yeah.
Surround yourself around good people and things come back to you. I'm telling you.
That's right.
What you give out is going to come back to you. I'm learning that every single day.
So would you recommend to somebody to maybe go to a broadcasting school first? Or you're probably one of the rare exceptions. Although you never know.
Yeah. A lot of people don't go to broadcasting school. Like, Matt Bradley, my old co-host, he went to broadcasting school, which is very rare. Very,
really?
very rare. Yeah. Most people either know someone at the radio station or are willing to do whatever it takes. And when I say whatever it takes, running the board, just pulling someone's mic up, being a producer. When I got the job in Vegas, I said I had experience at that little honky tonk station in Dallas. But at the end of the day, on the way there, I was getting hired to be a producer, and I was Googling what a producer was on my way there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what surprises me a little bit. Honestly, I just, when the show came here, I kind of visualized in my brain, I thought, man, I'm sure that some of these radio stations are going to want to talk to us about what it's like. And to tell you the truth, other than I think I know we've talked about it, but other than that, man, I think I was on the big bad morning show on 97.5 KMOD, okay. But that wasn't even about talking about that. It was about talking about a murder that they knew somebody that got killed and they just wanted to talk about it. Nobody really even was interested. That surprised me. That they wouldn't like have somebody come on to go, hey, tell us about what it's like. I'd hear about,
I would love to have you on the live stream, like on Nat Cash Radio on TikTok. I'd be like, dude,
done. We'll do it. We'll do it sometime for sure.
Yes.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah, for sure. They can ask anything. You know what I mean? That'd be a fun time.
Okay.
But so like I said, and then so you're doing this thing for the toys and you're still going strong on that. Mm-hmm. And what is the future for Natalie Cash? What is your future looking like?
I'm going to keep grinding it out. And, I'm a believer in God and following his path. And I have never, ever through the whole time from going, because my parents were like, Natalie, you need to go get a 9-to-5 job. You've got to do it. And I'm like, for some reason, the voice inside of my head is like, Natalie, keep grinding. And I'm just praying and I'm hoping that some sort of opportunity opens up, because I do co-parent with someone, so it's very hard for me to be able to move to another market. I could go get a
Yeah,
job anywhere in the US in radio, but my boys who are in the other room behaving very well. Um
they are.
they're keeping me here, so that's why I'm just like, man, someone in Tulsa. But I kind of like the live streaming thing. So I'm just going to
Yeah.
keep grinding and see where it goes.
So if people want to watch you on this live stream, do you have a certain time that you just kind of do this every day?
I do it a lot in the mornings and then I do it in the afternoon. So it's Nat Cash Radio. Look up TikTok. You don't need to sing. I'm reading your comments, Jason. You don't have to sing. You don't have to do all those things. Like, just come and watch. It's fun. If you like country music, and another thing I'm doing is I'm doing a blindfolded blind date for one of my best friends. So I mean, all the shenanigans I did in radio, I'm doing on this live stream. It's a lot of fun.
Well, wait a second. What's this blindfolded blind date thing? This sounds interesting.
You remember my friend Ashley, who was with
Yes.
the first podcast? So she's
Yes.
single. We're looking for a 45 to 50-year-old man that's got his stuff together.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go on a blindfolded blind date, and then at the end of the live stream, they'll reveal themselves. And
Oh man.
yeah, well, hopefully,
When is
they'll make a connection
When is this going to happen? Because this sounds
around
exciting.
Valentine's Day.
Okay. I think I might be watching for that. That
Yes,
sounds
I'll let
fun.
you know.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, listen, awesome. I love having you on here. I think that, really, I've been watching you from afar for a long time. To be able to know you is really an honor. It really is, Natalie. I think you have helped so many people in the community, and you've brought so many smiles to people's faces in the morning, and you don't even know, because but K95 was a huge station. I mean, big time. And the morning's got to be the most popular time to be on the radio, I would assume, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of why I've done it to the live stream. And they're like, "Oh my god!" The people that watch, they're like, "This is better than the radio," because they can watch me talk in between songs, and they're like, "Oh my, this is a live radio show," and it's just different. I haven't seen anyone else do it on TikTok, so
I haven't either, and that's why you're probably going to be. It's going to be huge, and hopefully, you get recognized by somebody. They're like, "Oh my gosh, we got to have her do this."
yes,
Maybe the Bobby Bones of the world or something like that, because you'd be an excellent addition to the group in one of those kind of formats. I think that would be epic. And but anyway, I can't thank you enough. You've been gracious to be here right before the Christmas break. And what did you think of that intro music, by the way?
man,
I'm curious.
banger for sure.
I know that you're country. You like all music, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I like all music, but I love you, Jason. I know no matter what music you put on here, it doesn't matter. The podcast is going to be good. So,
well, I'll tell you what. I'll mention this, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you at all, but Cato Kalin from the OJ case, he's going to be a future guest on here. Yes,
that's
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Get is Tiger King.
He's in Tiger King.
Yeah,
Isn't he in prison?
I saw someone on a live stream today that was interviewing him, and I was like, I need to tell Jason about this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the heck. I don't even know where he's at. I'll have to look into that and figure it out. But he'd be a lot of fun, actually.
Dude, he's wanting interviews right now. I don't know how.
Really?
Yes, he is, and he's in jail. Like the guy's like, he's like,
okay,
hey, it's Tiger King. Like, I swear to you.
I'm gonna have to look into that and see if that's possible, because that would be
in
interesting
prison.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be. I might get reprimanded for that one. I'll have to think on that one. But I think that sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to talk to him. He's not the only one that's in prison I'd like to have a chat with. There's a few others too. That would be really cool. But I'm trying to get one of the Manson girls on here too.
Oh, that would be.
Oh yeah, man, it'd be epic. I just can't get her. I can't get her publisher and her co-author to respond. But I'd love to have her on here. I think it'd be fabulous. But I still have my sights on, just like you. When you were looking for people, you were, and you're doing this pretty much on your own. You're not going to have. You might have a guest here and there, just like that blind man. That's going to be really fun to watch. You'll have to remind me of that. That sounds fun.
It's just me. It's just me, guys.
I love it. I love it. I'll have to learn more about this by watching, see what you're doing. And I that's the other thing. I know I can always bounce questions off of her. And I do have my roadcaster. I have one now too.
You
So
do. I'm proud.
I'll have to learn it.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, she's been great. Check out her TikTok.
Yeah,
sign up to it.
You guys, I'm telling you, I play the old stuff, the new stuff. It's country music. And we give back, and yeah, it's a live radio show.
And she interacts with you. She interacts with you while the show's going on. So
Yeah.
check it out. Go to that. Look it up, follow her, and check that out. I want you go ahead and subscribe to her YouTube page as well. And what about Instagram? Do you have an Instagram page that you broadcast live to?
I'm not a huge Instagrammer. I'm on Facebook, Natalie Cash, but TikTok is where I am. That's my bread and butter these days. So
Okay,
we'll see
cool.
what happens from it.
All right. I'm on everything, and each one of them is different, isn't it? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You know, I think I've got the most followers on X, and that's about one of the most bizarre platforms there is. And it's hard to get people to respond half the time. But anyway, nevertheless, hey, thanks a lot, Darren. I appreciate you being here. Karen, appreciate you being here. And Carrie, we're gonna cut this short tonight because I want you to get to your families on this Friday night. Go out and get some dinner and enjoy the weekend with your family. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to check out my Detective Jason White YouTube page. Please subscribe if you haven't done that already. I really appreciate it. And just like Natalie, I'm pretty sure she's the same. I try to respond to everybody. I really do. And I've been doing that for years. And I still try to respond to everybody. And I'll respond to you unless you're a straight wacko. But I don't have many of those. Remember, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. It's appreciated. You can go to my Detective Jason White Facebook page. That you can just click on that, the Instagram. It'll take you right to my page. Follow it. And I appreciate that. I really do. And man, I can't think of anything else other than the fact that both Natalie and I enjoy interacting with the public.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something in my family. I told you this before, Natalie. My brother was a game show host on Nickelodeon back in the 90s. That I know.
It's not
and so
guys.
It's kind of in the blood. We kind of like talking to people, and we like entertaining and having a good time. And by the way, I want to mention this real quick too. Ladies and gentlemen, January the 23rd in Tulsa, I get asked all the time, hey, do you ever do any events to speak to the public? Yes, very rarely, but I do them. And the reason why it's rare is because it's really, she's been through it. Natalie has seen this, and I actually talk about the real deal. I mean, I show real life murders and stuff. And I mean, nothing that you're going to need counseling, but it tells you kind of the behind the scenes, how this all came about. And it talks about how we were so successful in this job, not to mention the innovations in the world of forensics. And January the 23rd in Tulsa, look for it. I will have information on my YouTube page, my Facebook, Instagram, all of it. And if you're looking for a good time, I know, yeah, hey, great time. Let's go catch out that murder thing. But it is interesting. and all of the proceeds go towards the Tulsa Police Department museum effort. And when I say all the proceeds, I'm talking 100%. So you go there, you pay for a ticket, I get zero, but all of that money goes to the museum effort, and that's a good thing. So check it out. Tickets, there's only 200 people that can go to this, and they're already almost halfway gone. So you need to not wait till the last minute on this. And then finally, be safe out there. Have a good holiday season. Be kind to one another, and have a great Christmas, and just enjoy one another, etc. And I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I don't want to keep babbling here, but check out the merch page. Check out her site. Send her a gift. Send me a gift. Show me what that's all about. That would be cool, but it's not necessary for me. But like I said, Natalie, thanks a lot. You're my friend.
Absolutely. I adore you. I'm very humbled and honored to be on here. So
yeah, you're I don't bring just anybody on here. I don't bring fillers on. I bring people that are.
That's right.
She's somebody special, ladies and gentlemen. I promise. You'll see when you check out her TikTok.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot, Natalie. We're going to cut out of here and check out her TikTok, please. Everybody, we're cutting this short tonight because I want you to have fun. Take us out, Amanda.